Hey there! I wanted to make a second video today. The one that I made earlier is a longer video about relationships and how that relates to self-healing, but I did want to make a shorter video that just talks about 5 quick tips for boundaries. If that's the information that you came here for, I want to be mindful of everyone's time, so I'm going to get right into it and make the shortest video that I have ever made because that is something I'm practicing. Okay, so 5 quick tips for boundaries. The first one is to write a script. And to write a script is a way to come up with your own unique language for what boundary that you're going to use. And write the script in mind with the person that you're going to use it in the environment in which you're going to use the boundary. So you may have to create a lot of different drafts, come up with your unique language. The script, a tip for a boundary is to be clear and consistent. And you're not going to go into defending yourself or explaining yourself. And a boundary can always just be no, N-O, and moving on from that. Another boundary can be no contact. But most of the times leading up to no and no contact, an entry point to a boundary is, hey, I'm working on healing myself, and I'm not going to have time for that now. Thank you for inviting me. So appreciating them, or first or last, you could say, thank you for inviting for me. I do not have time for that right now. Even more clear and to the point. And so you're going to have to add in and respect the environment that you're in, and also respect the person. So boundaries are an act of self-love for yourself, and then also a radical act of respect for the other person. Especially, you usually are using boundaries with a person in which the relationship is not equal. It's being overused in one aspect. You're being asked to, I call this equal reciprocation, mutual reciprocation. So you're being asked to give more than the other person is giving. And relationships don't always necessarily have to be equal, but it has to come from a space in which that you feel that there is the potential for that to be there, especially if the other person is going, through something. Then, there's periods where it ebbs and flows, but you're going to know those relationships and those environments in which you really feel that you need to put a boundary in place, such as it's just taking too much emotional bandwidth. It's too stressful. It's negatively impacting your life, your family, your work, your situation. And you repeatedly show up for the other person without them reciprocating. And that's a place where, okay, I need to really think about putting a boundary in place, because if you keep responding in the same way that you always have, those lines, those boundaries are going to keep getting encroached upon, and you're going to have to give more and more and more for the outcome to be the same. And so those are the places where I really would suggest you thinking about implementing a boundary, especially if you find yourself chronically stressed with a chronic illness, have symptoms, you're stressed out, you're exasperated. You feel like you're just not being respected, those kinds of things. So write a script out, keep writing it out till you kind of find that language and what you're comfortable with. And if you notice yourself over explaining, defending yourself, you need a redraft. You need a different draft of that script. Okay. The second thing is practice out loud or in your head that boundary. You're going to have to practice until it just fits. It fits so well that when you use it in real time, that you're not using a script. But if you need to use a script, you need to use a script. Okay. Sometimes it's too emotional, and that you have to lend on an accommodation or support in order to get you from here to there. And so practice until it's memorized is step 2. Number 3 is you're going to have to use it in real time. And so my suggestion is that you're using this with a person in a situation where it isn't the most stressful. person or situation, because you're going to want to try it out in a maybe a safer or more gentler environment. However, you may have to use it with the person that is needing the biggest boundary in your life at times. Only you can decide that. So you're writing the script, you're practicing it until it's memorized, you're using the script in real time with a person or individuals, and then you're sitting with the discomfort. It may feel very uncomfortable for you. You've never done this behavior before. Maybe you're a people pleaser. You want to always be liked. You haven't learned how to say no. It may feel very uncomfortable. Notice what's coming up for you. Notice the stories that you're selling yourself. Notice the emotions. Notice the reaction. And it's all okay. All of that's okay. You're learning a new behavior. You are in the process of adulting and reparenting yourself. Your ego and your inner child may throw a fit. You may cry. That's okay. Notice the emotions. Honor the emotion. Don't become the emotion, but notice that, honor it, release and let go of the emotion, especially if it's a story. Well, they hate me now. I'm the worst person ever. This is terrible. This is the worst, negative, da, 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 da. That's a story you're telling yourself. That's not the truth. Even if they may come back and tell you that you're the worst, don't get stuck in that. That's their story. You need to sit at a place with acceptance of, why am I even, go back to why you're doing this. I'm doing this to heal. I'm doing this to give myself time, space, and to move forward in my life. I'm doing this because I've always done the no boundary thing, and the no boundary thing isn't working. So you're sitting with the discomfort. And the fifth thing is, congrats. You're celebrating because you have implemented a new habit. You were creating a new neural link in your brain, a new pathway, a new way of being. You've tried on a new behavior. And the thing with boundaries is they do get easier, but you have to practice them a lot. So the first time you do it may feel very uncomfortable. And even maybe the 100th time you do it, it still might feel a little uncomfortable because you don't like letting people down. Congratulations, you're a good person and you understand and you're empathetic towards others. That is a wonderful thing to be. However, to heal and move past, and give yourself space and time and grace to heal, you may have to put a boundary in place. So celebrate the little ones, celebrate that you did it, sit with the discomfort. And the discomfort may be being misunderstood, misperceived. As you heal, some people in your life may not be ready for you to heal, and that's okay. Some people may be shocked. I don't know. There's so many stories. There's so many potential things that you could think or they could say that could happen. But you have to sit with healing. To heal, you have to be able to sit with discomfort and to be misperceived. And the other side of that is to radically accept yourself and to be able to sit with your emotions. Those are the two tools: acceptance and sitting with uncertainty. And writing all of that out and understanding that you're learning a new way of being. And the only way to learn that is to do that and to see how that ripple effect eventually plays out. You may find yourself at first spending time ruminating on the stories, which they're just stories, so they're not true. They're just your monkey brain trying to not being okay with discomfort. So it's like, ooh, think about this, think about this, think about that. No, sit with it, observe that, pause, take a deep breath, relax, release, cry, yell, journal, meditate, yoga, dance, create, call a friend, ask for support. It's all okay. And congratulations. This is adulting. Yay! We love boundaries, don't we, as adults? They're difficult, they're necessary. They become way easier and a necessary tool in your toolbox of self-healing. That's it. Under 10 minutes, we did it. Bye.